Okay, creating a desk tidy in Illustrator. You start by creating a new document, file new, has to be 800 by 400 to be the same size as the laser cutter. Say OK. Just check before you begin that the document is RGB color separation, that's red, green, blue, instead of CMYK. If it says CMYK up here, you need to go change that, go File, Document Color Mode, switch from CMYK to RGB. The other thing you need to check is that it is 800 by 400. If it's an A4 size, you need to change that. You can do that with this tool down here, Edit Artboard, and up the top you will have the sizes. Okay, and you can make the width 800 and the height 400 to make the same size as the laser bed. Right, just click on the arrow to exit the edit mode. Right, now I'm going to create just a basic shape. We're going to create for the desk tidy just a, hollow pencil holder. Right, so we're going to use the shape tools. We're going to start by just creating a couple of rectangles. Okay, create rectangles that overlap each other. So eventually these sides will all fold up and that will be the base area on the bottom. The only problem is that we've created these shapes and we haven't really decided what size they are when we put them down. So we need to actually use the transform panel up here to put in the width and the height of those shapes. So let's make the width of these exactly 80 and the height 250. 250 millimeters. Get out your ruler if you need to. Now in changing that, you'll notice that I actually had the lock on as far as constraining proportions. So it's changed the width back again, so I have to take that constraint proportions off just to change that to 80 and have that stay at 250. So there we go. So there, and now the other one, same sort of thing, transform. Okay, 250. Yep, the constraint chain is off, and then tab, and then 80, enter. So just double check that. Yep, looks good. Okay, another thing that might go wrong here is that this might be sitting not center to that. So there's another tool that we can do to sort of line these things up. So if we select both at the same time, we can use align, and we can align them down the middle, and we can align them vertically and horizontally. So vertical and horizontal align. And that will center them both on top of each other. So you'll know that that distance and that distance are the same as that distance. Okay. One more thing at this point is you can see it's still black and it's still got lines there, so we need to actually join these two shapes together. Next tool to join shapes together is Pathfinder. Now I've got Pathfinder already open and it looks like this on your toolbar if you've got it open. If you don't have that icon on your toolbar, you go Window and open up Pathfinder. Okay, on opening Pathfinder you'll see things like unite and divide. These are the only two that you'll ever need to use for this particular project. So you select the two objects or the objects that you want to combine or unite together, and then you click unite, and it creates one shape out of those. So it looks like a big red cross symbol or something. The last thing you have to do to get this set ready for laser cutting is actually change the outlines to red. Okay, we always use the color palette tool. Just close that. See this little paint palette type of icon? That's the best one to use because it gives us the full breakdown. It should say RGB. If it's not RGB, make sure you change it up here to RGB instead of that CMYK. Can't use that on a laser cutter. So with the RGB, you've got the fill color for the shape and the outline color for the shape. We'll get rid of the fill color, go to the outline color, make that 255, make sure the G and the B are on 0, and then you need to change the stroke to 0.01. You'll have to type that in because it's not in the drop down. Okay, that is ready for laser cutting. Save your file.